This is a video to give you some explanation on the 5.03 virtual lab assignment. The lab is actually sitting right on the activity tab of 503. But in order to understand what you need to do for it, you definitely need to open up the link here that says instructions. So if you go ahead and click on it, it opens up the instructions. It also gives you the step-by-step procedures that it wants you to follow. Uh, you definitely want this open to be able to put your data and observations down as you're doing the lab activity. My suggestion is that you take this and you copy and paste it into a Word document. That way you have it to fill out as you move along. Now, in order to do the lab itself, you would just click Begin the Lab Activity. Now, it's really important too that you read not only the instructions that are on the sheet, but the instructions that are nestled within the lab. Read all this information. For instance, this second paragraph says, in this laboratory investigation, you will make observations and take measurements of the skulls of several different species and compare them to the unidentified fossil. In doing so, you will also explore trends in skull shape, size, and other properties. And then you just click the next button. Before you get started, take a look at the unidentified fossil skull and predict what species you think it most closely resembles and record that prediction along with a brief explanation. Now, there are instructions within the lab help you with the written instructions. Let's go take a look back at those written instructions. So when it says record your prediction or your observation, that would be where you would stick your hypothesis for this lab form that you'll submit to your instructor. You see here how it says hypothesis, predict the species of your skull based on first observation, giving an explanation of your predictions. So that's exactly where you would stick the information that the lab activity just prompted you to do. Once you were done making your predictions, you can click the next button. Now from there it moves you to qualitative observations and it gives you some instructions on how to do it. The virtual lab instructions also go over the instructions on how to do it. It says here procedure, qualitative observation. So it's the same section as the virtual lab and you just move right along using instructions from both to know how to do the lab activity. And that is about it. That should get you started. Of course, if you have more questions on how to move through the procedures and how to put the data that you are gathering into the data form, you can certainly call your instructor. Otherwise, if you move through the procedures and record your data, then you should be able to answer the conclusion and follow-up questions listed here on the instruction sheet.